What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Travel Adventures with Eric B. I'm Eric B, and today I'm going to talk about 12 things to do when you come to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Let's go. Let's get the adventure started. Welcome to Travel Adventures with Eric B. I'm Eric B. If you're new here, I offer travel advice. I am a solo traveler, and I do vlogs to help you travel better and more efficiently. Chances are, if you're here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you're probably here either on business or you're here because you're going to see your favorite school play the LSU Tigers. Because most tourists that come to Louisiana come to New Orleans, of course. But I'm going to show you that you can do right here in Baton Rouge and have a wonderful time in the capital city of Louisiana, my hometown. First thing to do when you come to Baton Rouge is to explore the downtown area. Now, many of the things on this list are going to be from the downtown area, but the downtown area and the riverfront right outside of the banks of the muddy Mississippi is a great place to go explore. There's nice areas out where you can just kind of sit out, relax, and have a good time. There are some shops, some restaurants, several hotels out here you can stay at, and you just walk out on the riverfront, enjoy yourself, and depending on the day, make sure you check the event schedule. We'll get into that a little bit later. There's many things you can do, many shows and events that do happen downtown in Baton Rouge. But if nothing's going on in Baton Rouge, it's still a nice place just to come out and relax. There's a lot of gardens out here, a lot of seating area. Good place to sit out and relax and watch the day go by. Well, hopefully you do come and they'll do have some events downtown to enjoy. But if not, just sit back and relax and enjoy. My next recommendation is to visit Louisiana's old state capitol. This Gothic castle was built way back in 1847 and was the capital of the states from that point on until 1932. This castle, which is located on the banks of the Mississippi, now houses the Louisiana Political History Museum. This beautiful building was restored back in the 1990s to do this. And in this museum, you can go learn about Louisiana's political history for good or for bad. Learn about Huey P. Long and the long-standing history of Louisiana politics for good or for bad. Obviously, a lot of bad if you know Louisiana politics. My next recommendation is the current state capitol and Veterans Memorial Park, which is right outside of the state capitol. They do a great job of keeping up the grounds outside the state capitol if you're looking for a park. And you come in during the middle of the summer, it gets really, really hot here. So do keep that in mind. I did a video last summer here in Baton Rouge where it was steaming hot. But the grounds of the park are absolutely beautiful. So before you even step a foot in this beautiful building, you'll really enjoy the grounds of the park. And when you get to the building, make sure you go all the way up to the top and enjoy the views from the top, because you can get some really good views of Baton Rouge and the Mississippi River from up high. Really enjoy it. I couldn't recommend this enough. It's different than the old state capitol because the old state capitol is a castle, so it's a little bit different. This is the tallest state capitol in America, this one. So I recommend you definitely check out both, and I think you'll enjoy both. You'll find both very different, but at the same time very interesting. And this state capitol is really pretty on the inside too. A lot of art on the inside. A lot of art right on the outside of the building. The park's exceptional. So I highly recommend definitely going and checking out Louisiana State Capitol and making sure you check out the park, Veterans Memorial Park, right on the outside. I think you'll definitely enjoy both. So, and again, this is another recommendation to do in Baton Rouge for absolutely free. So go take it in, enjoy it. You can also go in and sit in on the House of Representatives meeting. This is definitely a good place to pass the time if you're here and you're looking for something to do. The next recommendation of mine is also located in downtown Baton Rouge, and it's the Capitol Park Museum. I really enjoyed this museum as it goes up and down the history of Louisiana, from Louis Armstrong to Huey P. Long to Mardi Gras being on full display with outfits, and the history of Louisiana and music, going all the way back to the history of Louisiana in terms of the Native Americans, the French control, the Spanish, the British. Also a lot about the painful history of enslaved Africans. This place also talks about the Acadians from Nova Scotia, eventually known as the Cajuns of today, and all of the history leading up to this. You also get to see some of the old history in terms of some of the rides, the wagons, the things like that back in the 1940s.
One thing you should definitely do when you come to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is visit Louisiana State University, the Tigers. And if there's a football game, you should come right here to Tiger Stadium and cheer either the Tigers on or their opponents. But you should definitely come for the tailgate experience and to have a wonderful time on this great campus.
LSU, or Louisiana State University campus itself, you should definitely visit more than just the football stadium, but just go around the campus and just check everything that the campus has to offer. It is a lovely campus. And while you're on campus, you should definitely go to the sixth place that I recommend, and that's the Mike the Tiger Habitat right here. The Mike the Tiger Habitat, you may even get a good look at Mike, and it's free, obviously, to go to. You can just go on campus. It's right next to the basketball arena, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. There have been multiple Mikes over time, but if you can catch Mike roaming around, it should be a fantastic experience to see, and see Mike living like a king. So definitely want to come check out Mike the Tiger Habitat, learn the history of Mike, see the cage that they bring him out to before each game in Tiger Stadium, and you'll definitely enjoy this. And like I said, it's a free experience on top of it. So hopefully you decide to show up on a day where Mike's around, roaming around, because on this day he was, but there have been days I've come and I've seen Mike asleep, but good thing I caught Mike on a day when he's roaming around. But definitely come by and learn the history of Mike the Tiger. Come see the beautiful habitat right here on the campus of Louisiana State University. My seventh recommendation goes back to downtown after leaving for LSU's campus. Still not far away, but go to the Shaw Center in downtown. And in the Shaw Center downtown, you can go and you can actually get sushi on the top floor at a place called Tsunami, and get wonderful views of the city. But also LSU School Museum of Art is somewhere you should definitely check out as well. You go check out LSU School of Art. There's some wonderful modern contemporary art there to check out. Definitely worth a visit. At certain times it's free. Other times it's like $6 or $7. So it's not terribly expensive at any time. But if you can catch it for free, that's even better. But enjoy a lot of great modern contemporary art. I really enjoyed this museum. It's somewhere that I definitely recommend. And there's another spot downtown. So if you're going to hang out downtown and go check out many spots there, you definitely want to check this one out. My next recommendation, while you're hanging out downtown, check out the festival schedule. And maybe you'll be lucky enough if you're in town to check out a festival. There are a lot of festivals here. There's a Live After 5 concert series that happens in the fall, and it happens again during the spring. And it's about 6 weeks both times, so about 12 weeks in total. But there's tons of festivals, from the Baton Rouge Blues Festival to the Soul Food Festival, all different types of festivals in downtown Baton Rouge. And it's a great place to sit out and enjoy festival season. So, like I say, Mardi Gras season too. Mardi Gras parades out in this area as well. So definitely a really good spot if you want to come out and enjoy a festival. Make sure you're looking at that schedule. Go to something like visitbtr.com and check it out and find you a festival to go to when you are visiting Baton Rouge. My next recommendation is to go to the Blue Zoo, located in the Mall of Louisiana, the biggest mall in the state. Now, the Blue Zoo is sort of a national chain. They have about 5 or 6 locations nationally. Not a lot of locations, but it's the only aquarium in Baton Rouge. It's pretty cool. It's a good chance to go out. You could bring your kids, go see the rays swimming around. You could go see all types of exotic fish, of course. You can go see turtles or tortoises. It's always fun to see those. And my favorite part of the whole thing is the bird room. The bird room was a lot of fun. I mean, if you don't mind birds flying on you and, all of that kind of jazz, then you'll have a great time in the bird room. Kind of got a little uncomfortable for a second, but it was a pretty cool experience to sit there and have the birds eat out of the cup. Got to pay a couple dollars for the feed. My recommendation number 10 is the LSU Rural Life Museum. I really enjoyed this, and there's a nice garden outside, but the museum's really nice in that it goes back to a lot of the history of Louisiana, and if you enjoy sort of seeing the way things were, like the old wagons and things like that, I really like. There's also extensive
homes and everything with the plantation homes, as far as the slave owners and the slaves and everything, slave quarters. That was a little hard to see as an African American. I don't really enjoy seeing that too much, but it's a part of history, so it's cool to see that. And then the little churches and everything. My favorite is the wagons and everything. I really enjoyed seeing the wagons and seeing the old vehicles and everything. But you really get a good depiction of the way things were way back in the day in Louisiana. As you look at one of those homes right there, you get to sort of see exactly how things looked back in the day, as far as, the workers, where the overseers stayed at, where the slaves worked out of, as far as the quarters and everything. They even showed the little houses and things like that where they slept at, the gardening and everything. So it's really interesting piece of history. I highly recommend this museum. This museum I can't recommend it enough. And I think a lot of people that stay right here in Baton Rouge that I've talked to, they don't really know anything about this place. But I recommend you go check it out. There's a lot to see here. My next recommendation is also downtown, right on the banks of the Mississippi River, right by the Mississippi River Bridge, and that's the USS Kid, a Fletcher-sized destroyer built by the U.S. Navy, named after Admiral Isaac Campbell Kidd Sr., who was killed aboard his flagship USS Arizona during a surprise attack by the Japanese on the American fleet anchored at Pearl Harbor way back on December 7th, 1941. Now, this ship is just fun to go aboard and check it out and to see how things were way back in the 40s and back in that day. So I think you'll have a good time just going on here and just checking it all out. You don't pay a whole lot to get on a ship right offhand. I don't remember, but I know it wasn't much. It may have been like $7 when I did the tour. But just going on the tour and just checking everything out, checking out the way the people lived, as far as like the cots or the beds, I guess, on the ship and everything, and just really checking the ship out in general. It's a fun experience. And my last recommendation here is, in my opinion, a very underrated zoo, and that's Baton Rouge Zoo. You don't really hear a lot about this zoo. Obviously, the big zoo is the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans, an hour and 15 minutes away. But I actually like the Baton Rouge Zoo. This zoo has a lot of animals here that are a little bit different, that I wasn't expecting to see. It was a little more exotic when I went here, and I filmed this video a couple years ago. It was the first time I've been here since I was in high school, almost here. And they're doing a little work on this zoo right now. They're working on the entrance. They're going to expand it a little bit, so it should be even nicer whenever they get the construction done on it. Go back and do a video. They do a lot of events here. This, obviously, I went during Boo at the Zoo. Clearly, this is during Halloween times, as you can tell by all the Halloween displays here. But the zoo itself, though, like I said, they got a petting zoo here. They got a lot of different animals here. They didn't have elephants, so if you're looking for elephants, you may be a little bit disappointed at that. Don't have a lot of animals here, though. They have a lot of big animals as well. So I definitely recommend the zoo if you're in Baton Rouge and it's affordable. A lot of these zoos now are like $30, $40 to go to and things like that. You get in this zoo for less than $10. And right now, all year, they're running a special on Wednesday afternoons between 2 and 4. You could go to this zoo for $1.50. You cannot beat $1.50. So those are 12 things to do when you come to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now I'm going to give you a list of some things on this list I haven't done before. Some things on the list I have done, but I left out of the top 12. So I'm just going to put this list on the screen. And these are all things that I recommend that I've done before, or I've heard someone else say you should check it out. And I may do videos on some of these things in the future. And that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I ask that you please hit the like, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the bell notification so you can know when I have more videos coming out. And as always, remember, live today, grow today, tomorrow's never guaranteed. Peace. And travel. Lots and lots of travel. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit the like, share, subscribe button. Leave any comments below. I love to interact and help us to continue to grow as a travel community.